You can't memorize.
Don't throw Spanish
Well,
in the
you
words.
know your mom.
Please.
You know your.
Wait, no, come back to me.
What are we talking about?
Come back to me.
No, I have to go.
Come back to me. Don't get upset. Come back to me.
What are you talking
The
about?
Quran.
Educate
The
yourself.
Quran. You asked me if we possess the Quran. I'm a coin collector.
Yeah.
I'm a coin collector. I have a coin collection in my possession. Okay. I have coins in my possession that have names of the companions of Prophet Muhammad on them. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Their names are on the coins. Listen, let me finish first. Let me finish. I'll tell you what that proves. Okay. There are coins with the Quran on them. The Quranic verses on them from the lives of these companions. Wait. No. Let me finish.
No.
Brother, let me finish.
Those coins.
Let me, brother, you're not listening. You're not here to listen. You're not here to listen. You're not here to listen.
You're not talking about it.
You're not here
You're
to
deceiving these people.
You are not here to listen. You're not here to listen.
Woe
You are
unto
upset.
those. That's what Allah said. Woe unto those that use their tongue to manipulate the word for their own personal gains. You're leading them astray.
Whoa. Yeah. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to him. Yeah. I'm talking to him. Yeah. No, I don't mind. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to speak, but you're leading them astray.
About history.
Why are you saying no?
We are talking about history. I watch you on.
Why are you saying no?
Yeah,
I know
about
this.
history.
I know
That
this
the
man before
Muslims
you.
were the first people to
I
allow
know him
the
before
Jews
you.
to
Sorry. I can't. No. Can you please? They're asking me questions. I'm more interested in their questions. Yeah.
And you've been avoiding debating me for such a long time.
Why would I avoid you? I don't even know you. Who are you?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I've seen you around, but I don't know who
you
you
have seen
are.
me.
Wallahi, I don't know what your name is. Who are you?
This guy. Adnan.
What do you mean, this guy? How do I have to know?
Adnan.
Was I born with
Well, you
a
want
list
big-
of names?
well, you want the big questions.
Wait, brother.
I was sitting right next to you.
Yeah. What's your question? Wait. Don't be impolite. I was already here with these guys. They're asking me questions.
I'll go.
You can't just. Yeah, you can go. Go. Okay,
So you're saying
your question.
you're afraid
I'm asking
to
his question.
You're afraid to
Yeah, I'm very afraid. I'm shivering.
Okay, that's it.
You can see my pants are shivering. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
No problem.
No, there was a
What is
video.
supposed to be a warrior?
No, don't worry. He's
What
gonna
is
go.
supposed to be
He's
a
gonna.
warrior?
Yeah.
He's
You
not
said the
showing any-
Muslims.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The Muslims were the first people to allow the Jews to enter Jerusalem.
Muslims are the first people.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be filmed.
No, he doesn't want to be filmed. Yeah.
Yeah, you said, I saw you one of your videos that the Muslims were the first people to allow the Jews to enter Israel.
Yeah, true.
No.
Historically, yes.
No,
After the diaspora.
No. Because
So you teach me then. Go on, teach me. I'm gonna learn from you.
Julian
Yeah.
the apostate,
Sorry.
Julian the Byzantine Roman Emperor,
Okay.
in 361 to 362 was the first
Oh, yeah.
to allow them to enter Jerusalem.
And then what happened to them? Then what? No, you just made a claim, a very good claim.
Yeah,
Julian the apostate allowed them in. What happened to them then?
No,
No, what do you mean no? Why are you saying no?
They were
No, I want to know what happened to
I
them.
said they were the first.
Okay, no, then what happened to them?
What happened to it?
Yeah, no. After Julian, who came to power?
Huh?
After Julian, who came?
Julian
Yeah.
was the first to allow them to go. It's not the Muslims.
Listen to me.
That's what I want to know.
Okay, how long did Julian rule for?
From 361
Yeah.
to 363 for 2.5 years.
Okay, okay. So let's say, well, brother, no, relax. You're being indecent now. Okay. Yeah. So Julian ruled for 2 years. You're claiming he let them in. Okay. So who came to power after Julian?
After Julian was the second.
And then
No, I mean the second.
no. And then
Theodosius the second.
what happened to Valens?
No, wait. Not the balance of all this.
Okay, wait.
I can give you. I said the first.
So what happened to the Jewish people after Julian died?
They were expelled again.
Huh?
They were expelled by the.
Thank you.
Second,
So when I say the Muslims allowed the Jewish people to come in,
You see the first.
wait.
But Muslims
So you agree?
Muslims have not been informed at that time.
What is my point when I say this? My point when I say this is that the Christians persecuted the Jewish people to the extent that they did not allow. First the Romans were pagans. The Romans.
No pagans.
They
The
were-
Byzantine Romans, Christians.
Brother, please, man, please. I have a master's in history. Please have some respect. I've studied. And I'm not arrogant. But please have some respect.
Yeah.
Okay, at least give me that much respect that this guy has been to school and he knows how to read ABCD. Yeah, please. Yeah. Okay. So So Romans were pagans.
They were not pagans. Romans were
Was
not
Hadrian a pagan? Hadrian.
Hadrian.
Hadrian. Was he a pagan?
No. He was emperor. He was not a pagan.
What was he then? What religion?
Emperor.
What Roman religion did he follow? Hadrian.
The Romans have got religions. No, I'm asking you. I don't know. Hadrian was not a pagan.
If you don't know, you don't know.
So the Romans, Hadrian in particular, in 132 CE, he leveled the city of Jerusalem. He razed it to the ground, and the Jewish people were banished on pain of death, never to return. And then the Christians came after Constantine's conversion. The Christians continued the policy of persecution. They said Jewish people cannot come back. They killed God. They killed our God. Okay, so they can't come back. Okay, and then how were the Jewish people reintroduced to the land of Palestine? Okay, to be there, to flourish, and to live there in peace? It was under the rule of Islam.
No.
The
first one, calm down.
Relax.
I said the first you create.
Do you understand my point?
No, calm down.
No, what's my point first? No, relax. What is my point?
You said that the Muslims were the first people to allow the Jews to come.
What do I mean by that? Did I just explain? What do I mean by that?
I said no, it's not the Muslims were the first. The Byzantine Roman Emperor Julian was the first to allow them to come there.
Okay.
Followed by Theodosius the second.
Right.
By the Sasanian king.
Okay.
Pavis, the third, before the Muslims came in.
Yeah.
So the Muslims were not the first to allow them to come there.
So Khosrow brought them in.
The third time, yeah.
Right.
Before
And then what happened?
Before the Muslims.
Then what happened? Are you not listening?
The Muslims came in.
No. Then what happened to the Jewish people? What happened to the Jewish people?
I say no.
No, relax. Khosrow brought them in.
Yeah.
You're still missing my point. I know all these things, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, relax.
But what do you
Relax.
say? The Muslims were the first?
You just okay.
Now, what
If
do you say
you're
the
just here to put me down, that you don't know anything, you are ignorant.
come
Okay.
on, come
Does
on.
that make you happy?
Huh?
Does that
No,
make you happy?
I don't want to be.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
but you said the Muslims were
Okay.
the first.
Okay. Do you understand my point when I say Muslims were the first people who allowed the Jewish people in to flourish?
No,
you know
he
what
said
that means?
To come to Jerusalem. That's what
Okay.
he said.
Okay. What did I just explain? What I mean by
No, he
that?
said to come to Jerusalem.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. So are you? Do you understand me now?
No.
No, you don't. Still don't understand. No problem. No problem.
the
Okay. Bring him.
The Muslims were not the first.
Thank you. I've answered you. No
The
problem.
Muslims were not the first.
Is it allowed? I just wanted to ask you a couple
The
questions.
Muslims were not the
Is that all right?
first.
Yeah. Go on.
Just
Are you Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
Yeah.
Just in the context.
Followed by Byzantine Roman Emperor Theodosius.
That we got your point. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do you know
So
that
if-
now it's not true?
Yeah. So you don't understand. You don't
You're not a
understand.
historian
So
now.
you don't understand
You're
me.
not a historian
Okay,
now.
no problem.
You're not a
So
historian.
you can go to the University of London. Wait.
They
Those
teach
who gave
rubbish.
me.
They
Those who
teach
gave.
rubbish there.
Listen.
You have been to Cambridge, but they taught you wrong.
Okay.
You have been to Cambridge, but they taught you
Adnan,
wrong.
Qadiani really love you.
Yeah. Bring him.
You can't say the Muslim.
running
It
away
is
from
the
me.
Sasanian Empire.
Yeah?
Have a couple questions.
अच्छा
मैं खलोता हूँ
हाँ ले
all right.
अच्छा वो तुम्हारे कोल नस क्या है जरा साइड पे हो जाओ अनुमान पे फिर आ जाइए
What the first?
If it's all right.
The last,
yeah bring him
If it's all right.
the Sasanian was the last.
thank you for proving that I'm ignorant
You are
I'm
wrong.
not a
You are wrong,
historian
so don't
I don't know
teach
anything
that.
no problem
Going
okay.
to
all right.
Cambridge
Let's see, have
is
two
a
questions
failure.
before we
go.
Going
Is
to
that all right?
Cambridge is nothing.
thank you
They taught you wrong.
that's it point made you proved it thank you
I proved
thank
it,
you
yeah.
okay
Yeah,
So
so
now you are
just a
not
couple
a
of facts that I
historian
came to know
Yeah.
recently, and I was a bit surprised that it was the first time that I've heard this. In the
Julian was
context
the
of
first.
brother you're making noise again we got your point man I'm not a historian Flas thank you
Put it on his.
thank you yeah
in the context of what you were talking with the Christian guy,
So
when he
going
was
to-
talking.
thank you
You are not a Cambrian historian. You are not.
thank you
You are not a Cambrian.
In the context of, he was saying, why do you use a corrupt book for prophecy
And I
in
want to
regards
buy
to the
your book.
Bible? And I
Yeah.
came to know a couple of facts
I want to
recently,
buy
and I
one
was a
of
bit
your books.
surprised that I haven't heard them before.
Yeah, you
The
don't-
first one is that in the New Testament, in the book of
I
Jude,
want to buy
it uses a prophecy from an apocryphal Bible book.
yeah
So in the New Testament, we have an example of a prophecy being used from an apocryphal account, which sort of goes with our methodology, which is even though it's a corrupt book, when we see remnants of truth, we are able to recognize it because a prophecy comes. That's we can recognize prophecy. So we have. Why I was a bit just surprised. Why is it if it's a flaw? Is it flawed to point this out to the Christians to show that even in the New Testament, this methodology is not a flawed methodology? It's just even though you acknowledge it's a corrupt book,
yeah
but at the same time, if it's prophecy, we can clearly point it out.
yeah
Am I
Yes,
wrong? or is
no, you're right. If there's a prophecy, you see, when they say it's apocryphal,
yeah,
they say it because they have a standard to canonize texts.
yeah.
and their standard is not necessarily correct. Their standard is not necessarily unbiased, because their scholars are telling us how did they actually canonize gospels or books, authoritative books. So they had a criteria. The criteria was that the books they choose to be scripture or canonized have to align with their doctrine or align with their beliefs.
Okay.
If a particular text, however authoritative, however ancient, contradicts their beliefs, it cannot be canonical.
It's not about historicity then.
Yeah, it's so when they say a book is apocryphal, we don't have to accept it. If it's about Jesus, it gives you a story of Jesus,
Yeah.
and it's not found in the canonical gospels, so-called canonical gospels.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that that story is untrue or incorrect.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, because what I was surprised is why we don't point this out more. The other thing I saw.
We do.
We do.
We have
Okay,
been
maybe I
we
have-
have been pointing out to the Christians that what you call apocryphal gospels are not necessarily fake or unauthorized, because a church father, let's say in the the shayateen are out. Okay, so these people, they are sick in the head. Some of these people you see in the park here, they scream and shout. They think by screaming and shouting they're going to suppress the voice of Islam. Because they have completely run out of arguments. For the last 20-30 years they've been here, and their arguments have been shattered to pieces, and they are completely hopeless now to win in debates. So what they do is they come and do this, heckling, shouting, screaming, just poking, and try to, score points. And this is what they do. These people, they have no arguments. Yeah. So they don't care how stupid they look. They don't care. They don't have no sense of honor, right? They just want to come and, parade like, as if they can stop our work. They're not going to stop our work. They can't. They will never stop our work. No. So long as Muslims are alive on this planet, put up with it.
To be fair,
live
this
with
is a
it.
corner of madness. I don't come here often. I was happy to see it.
Well, but a lot of people around the world have learned a lot from these videos.
Yes,
These
true.
videos,
Agreed.
since the cameras have come here, we've been coming here before the cameras, right?
Agreed.
And subhanAllah, a lot of people, but now the dynamics have changed. Now everyone knows that this Christianity, Trinitarianism is a false religion. Everyone knows in the world. Even Christians are now coming to Islam because they are realizing that Trinity simply doesn't make sense. And a lot of Africans, people who became Christian because of colonialism, because the white man went there, brutalized them, killed their ancestors, and forced them to go to Christian schools and hospitals. Sorry?
The Arab meant on the same thing.
Well, Arabs did not force, because I've been to African countries where the Arabs came. East Africa, you're talking about mostly East Africa.
Talking about the Arabization in Africa. Like, for example, Senegal, it took one. I don't know why people keep rejecting this stuff. It happened for more than 13 centuries.
I don't reject it. No, I don't reject it. There was slave.
Like the Christians.
Okay.
I'm not Christian or Muslim. I know they were both.
Let's discuss. This is a separate topic. It's a very interesting. It's to do with history. No. Absolutely, you're right.
Yeah.
There was slave trade in Africa, widespread.
Yeah.
Firstly, Africans were attacking each other,
Yeah, that's true
fighting,
as well. That's
and
true
then
as
they
well.
were catching slaves.
That's true as well.
Okay. These slaves were brought to slave markets.
Right.
In these slave markets, you had Europeans buying them,
Yep.
and you had some Arabs buying them.
slaves
Right?
a lot.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Both a lot. Yeah.
Okay, check, listen. So, there was an Arabic version of slave trade
Yes.
in East Africa and some parts of
West Africa too?
yeah. And then there was Atlantic slave trade.
Yep.
When people, in particular Islamophobes and some of these Christian missionaries, deliberately try to put both models in the same basket, they are either extremely evil, deliberately lying to people, or they are ignorant about the history of the two
For
traditions.
me, as an African myself, I would put them in the same basket.
Okay,
The
let's talk about it.
Wait, hold on. The moment you step into another continent and say, you must do as I do while I put you in chains, it's the same thing.
Let's talk about it.
If you try to, trying to make your version of slavery like Disneyland, it's not going to work with me. It won't work.
When did I say it's Disneyland?
But you're trying to make it cuter than
No.
what the translation.
When did I
That's
say
not gonna
cuter?
work.
Let's talk about it. Show me a bloody triangle.
Huh?
You know the bloody triangle?
No, I don't know what that is.
You don't know about it?
No, I don't know what that is.
No, before
Okay,
the,
wait.
Before the bloody trial.
Wait. I'm talking to him now, please. I'm done with you. Okay, I'm not a historian, so I'm done. You've proven it. So let me get.
No, what, educate me, because I don't know what the blood.
So the problem is now there's an issue because you don't know about the Atlantic slave trade. You won't be able to do a comparison, and I'm sure you haven't read about the Arabic model as well. You haven't. Have you read any books on this? Have you read specifically on these models?
I know that everyone will have a.
No. How do you know?
Let me ask you.
Yeah,
I know that everyone will have a story to tell on how.
No, brother, I'm talking about qualified historians, published.
Qualified according to you.
No, wait.
If
Don't have this
qualified to
attitude.
you-
Do you have a degree?
No, I don't have a degree. What does that mean?
No. I'm just trying to. I'm not
You
trying
follow
to.
a prophet that was illiterate. What does that mean?
No. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. How far did you go in your education? This is wallahi, but by Allah, I'm not asking you this.
I just did a business. I just did a business course, and I'm an actor by trade. I do mainly an actor.
No problem. That's brilliant. I mean, you have a field, and you're an expert in the field. No problem. But it's not something degrading to not study a certain field.
course,
No
I don't know
problem. Because
everything.
I don't know most things.
Yeah. You got history, right?
My field is history.
Yeah.
Okay, and I read some of these books on these models. Okay, that's why talking to someone who hasn't read them or read about them, it's very difficult to convince you to have one position or the other because you're not aware of these models.
Why must you convince me? Why?
I don't have to convince you. No,
Yeah,
I don't have to
you don't
convince
to.
you.
So what have you read on so far?
Atlantic slave trade.
No, I'm
and
talking about the Arab Muslim slave trade.
Okay, so you don't want to talk about Atlantic slave trade?
Because I know. What I'm saying to you is
Arab first.
the transatlantic
Yeah.
slave trade.
Arab first.
Why?
And the
Because
Arab
the
Muslim
Christians,
slave trade
because
was
the
the
Christians
same,
were not
same.
involved. Because the Christians were not involved there.
No.
You know.
Christians
so,
and Muslims.
so which?
No, we need the Arab.
Yeah. Wait. And we will do Arabs first.
Yeah.
But why
Let's
are
take
you
one first.
why are you avoiding Atlantic slave trade?
No, the Arab first.
No.
Yeah, the Arabs. No, but the Arabs.
No.
the
Wait.
Arabs.
This
Arabs are
this
first.
is your hatred of the Arabs.
I don't hate Arabs. But I know what they've done. I know what they've done. I don't hate Arabs.
What? How do you know what they've done?
They were there for more than 13 centuries.
Brother,
This
what?
is something you can just Google.
Okay,
you know,
what did they do? Google what? Google what? Google.
Okay, let's do an objective question to
Arab
Google,
took
yeah?
slave
Let's
from
do an
Africa.
objective question.
Yeah.
So it don't look like I'm lying, right? I'm not lying. Okay.
No. Before you Google,
Okay,
Google,
go on.
let's talk about something. Well, Google, no problem. Google all the way.
Arab first.
But can I just Google this?
Yeah. No, we can. Wait. You said
I
I
don't
know.
wanna seem crazy.
No.
Like, I
You
don't
said I know what they done.
What?
You said I know what they done.
Yes.
What did they do?
They enslaved Africans. They castrated Africans.
No, they
They
didn't.
indoctrinated
No.
Africans.
No, this is what you don't know. You don't know what you're talking. Islam.
No,
First of all,
I'm not attacking Islam.
Okay.
Islam don't teach them to do that.
Islam forbids. Yeah.
talking about how Islam
So
got to
don't.
Africa.
Okay. When you say Arabs,
Okay,
what type of?
let me make it-
You
let
know,
me make
when
it clear.
no, what?
Let me make it
You
clear.
have to define. No, wait.
Yeah,
Relax.
Arab Muslims.
Yeah. No. Because Muslims were not only Arabs and Arabs were not only Muslims.
Right, I know
Okay,
this.
wait.
Christian Arabs.
Slave trade was an enterprise, okay, facilitated by Christians,
Yeah, and Arabs.
Muslims,
And Arabs
wait, Muslims, people who spoke the Arabic language without. No. Let me finish. Stop me in my tracks.
Go on.
You know what?
No, go on.
Okay, people who spoke Arabic and were not Arabs, and people who did speak Arabic and who were Arabs. Okay, people who were Dutch, who were English, French,
Yep.
Portuguese. Okay, Catholics, Protestants. Okay, Germans later on. Okay, all these people were involved. But the most brutal form of slavery ever to exist in human history. No, wait, relax. You can, there are two things now. Either you teach me or I teach you.
I don't mind learning.
Because you don't mind learning. Okay, no problem. Okay. Then you teach me. If you, by Allah, I'm willing to learn. If you're going to teach me. Okay. So don't, because when you're going to make a claim, my brother, I'm going to stop you there. Because if I make a claim, no, you haven't proved nothing. Wait. If I make a claim, stop me and say, prove it. Okay. Don't assume that I am trying to defend atrocities committed by people who spoke Arabic or who were ethnically Arab.
Right, I don't believe
Absolutely
in
not.
like that.
Never. I represent my religion. and my religion has set boundaries, clear lines.
Yep.
Okay, what happened in Atlantic slave trade could never possibly take place under the rule of Islam or under
I'm not saying that, I'm not
okay. Because first of all, let's talk about what happened in Atlantic slave trade. Okay, these
first. Let's talk about what happened there first. Let's talk about what happened first. The Arabs were there first.
Where?
The Arabs were there in Africa first.
Where?
Senegal, North Africa, West Africa.
This guy.
They were there.
You're foaming in the mouth as if you're going to collapse. Brother, relax.
Wait, can we get foundation? I am not attacking Christianity. I am not attacking Islam. They don't tell you to do these things. What I'm saying to you. Look, you're claiming things.
Arab first.
I'm going to ask you to put, what did the Arabs do?
Alright.
They enslaved the brass.
They enslaved the
No,
black.
can you need his help. You need his help. You need his help. He's upset. He's upset. He's upset. He's not happy that he has already shown I'm not a historian. Still not happy.
No, you're a historian.
Still not
I
happy.
believe
No.
I've been watching you for years, so I know.
He is upset. He's upset.
I'm not upset.
He's angry. He's angry at the University of London that they gave me a master's degree.
They just taught the Arab slavery and they pushed
No,
them.
brother, relax. Look, he is angry because the University of London gave me a master's degree in history. That's why he's angry. He wants to go. And you should no. Cambridge. Okay, wait. You should from tomorrow. Go outside the University of London, okay, and pitch a protest that how can you give the masters to this guy? How can you? I'm going to tell you who to give the degree to. Go and tell. Listen, brother. Go. No, brother, I'm a Cambridge published historian. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The University of London. Yeah.
And you claim the Muslims are the first.
Brother.
So why'd you claim the
I don't like to do this, but I'm gonna. Wait. Look.
Nonsense. The university, you see, they lied. It's like they show you this. That's what the university they do.
Oh, you got 70K? Okay.
Wait.
No, I don't want to be filmed.
Cambridge.
Okay, that's Cambridge University Press.
Cambridge University Press, yeah.
That's my research paper, published,
Adnan, Rashid,
peer reviewed, with co-authored.
the dean of
Okay, so you confirm. Wait. So I'm a Cambridge published historian. Correct? Okay. So now go and do something against the Cambridge scholars and go and do protest. Go and protest. Their system.
Yeah, I know. He said it.
Yeah. So now. Now he's angry.
I'm not angry. He said he doesn't have brain. No, Cambridge is rubbish. Cambridge, they teach nonsense.
Everyone, Cambridge University is rubbish.
He's rubbish.
Come to what's your name?
Huh?
Come to what's your name?
Mansour.
No. What's your name? Come, what's your name?
Let me even search this before.
It's rubbish.
I'm gonna call him Desmond Tutu. Okay? Come to the University of Desmond Tutu if you want to get proper history degrees.
I'm telling you, Cambridge is rubbish. You see, they took all these professors there. They are liars. If you go
Okay.
there,
No. Wait. Close it. You have obviously, you have perceptions, you have conceptions.
We all do.
Okay, we all do. Right. My perceptions and conceptions are based upon my studies and my research. Okay. That may not necessarily be the case with you. You might have heard things, you might have seen propaganda on TV, you might have watched documentaries made by these Christian missionaries, a bunch of liars. He's a Christian, I think.
no, over my dead body.
African spiritualist. That's what I am.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I am.
follow Jesus.
No problem.
Again. Hell no.
Why do I follow Jesus?
Okay. So now, when you say Arabs did this, Arab did that, well, I'm going to ask you what, without you going to the Google research, you because you have conceptions.
Yeah.
You are actually putting them out publicly. I'm gonna question you where and how, and if you don't have answers for me, then you say, look, I don't know. I'm gonna go back and do research. Okay. Otherwise, don't make claims, because if I make a claim, I'm gonna tell you. You
are building a criteria of what you want to hear. So
No.
I'm telling you this.
No.
I'm giving you my level of research. I may not be as educated as you, and I don't believe so. I believe
No,
you're way more
I'm
educated
not
than
trying to put you down.
Anyway.
No, please don't think that I'm trying to degrade you or to
No, but
show.
it's evident that you're more educated than me, but it's something you should
I don't.
know
No.
that I know.
I don't like to say it.
Yeah.
But when I meet professors like Desmond Tutu, then I have to put. They have to show. Look, sometimes you have to show. Please, I'm not just pretending.
That's not me. I took this someone else. This is another black guy now.
So there are people like this, you know. So
he's educated though. He's very educated.
And I have met people in the park far more educated than I am, and I've learned from them. I've learned from them.
Let's get back to
Yeah.
Anyway, the Arab conquest, who happened to be Muslim. I'm not saying they represent Islam properly. They were there for more than
Where?
13th century
Where?
in Africa.
Where?
In Africa.
Africa's big.
Enslaving.
Africa's big.
Isn't it?
Where?
North Africa, West Africa especially. and West
Wait.
Africa.
When you make a blanket claim, you need to explain to me where did the Arabs go and did what?
Enslaving people.
Where?
In Africa.
Africa is a big continent.
Oh, you're 15. You're playing this joke.
No. I'm not. You're making a claim. I went into the skies.
Okay.
And I found an island or I found a planet. I'm gonna ask you where, which, what are the dimensions?
Okay, let's play a geographical game. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, before the Arab-Muslim slave trade, Senegal were never Muslim. They were never Muslim. After the Arabs came there and started engaging with them through trade, through enslaving, through colonialism, they embraced it. It's the same thing. When the British went. Be fair now. When the British came to Ghana, or the Portuguese came to Ghana. Before them, we weren't Christian. We was a can. We weren't there. And after them, it shows you there's been a change. It's like with language.
Okay.
There's a reason why.
Relax. You're going too fast, brother. Wait, relax. Senegal. Yeah.
It's like with language. Same thing with language. There's a reason why today Angola speak Portuguese.
Wait.
But they won't speak.
Please.
It shows you this colonial receipts, evidence of invasion.
Now you mentioned Senegal. Very good. Now I like this conversation because you're very specific now.
Yeah.
Which Muslim army went to Senegal? What do you mean? Please. No. You made a claim. Wait. Did you all hear his claims? He said Senegal, Arab Muslims, when they colonized, they enslaved, they traded, all of these things you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking you, who colonized Senegal?
Arabs.
When?
That's why I showed you. I can bring it up for you.
No, wait. You're making a claim from your mind. You're clearly very intelligent. Now you have to tell me now which Muslim army went to Senegal.
I don't know the party. He may know. I don't know this specific. I don't know why that's important.
Okay. First of all, let me explain to you. You know about the Sokoto jihad.
No, I don't know about that.
You know about it.
No, I don't know about it.
You don't know about it. Okay. Did you know who these people were? No, you clearly don't know, right?
I don't know. I just said that.
It were the Africans who were Muslims based in northern Nigeria, okay, parts of Niger, okay, who went throughout this region conquering, okay, what we call the Sokoto Empire. Go and check it out.
Sokoto.
The Arabs, Sokoto, yes, the Sokoto Empire. You know, yeah.
Have you been to Sokoto? They are Fulani.
Can
They were Fulani.
yeah. So you're making a point. Thank you. Yeah, you're making a point. Yeah. So they were Africans. They were Africans who had embraced Islam, and they went and conquering all this territory in the 18th century, late 18th century, early 19th century. Go and check out Sheikh Uthman Dan Fodio.
No, how did they get that? Before they conquest, how did they get
They
that?
embraced it. They embraced this religion.
I'll
Yes,
have to search that up.
search
I'll
that
have
up.
to search that up. I want to find out how they got
Yes,
that.
yeah. Let me explain, brother.
Okay,
I'm
cool,
telling.
cool. Yeah.
I have a lecture. Maybe you can go and take some benefit from it. I have a lecture online titled Uthman Dan Fodio. Sheikh Uthman Dan Fodio. There is a lecture on my YouTube channel. Check it out, where I explain how the Sokoto Empire came to power and where Islam came to them. No army came to conquer them. They were never forced to accept Islam. Da'wah, what we call proselytization. Missionaries came in, they preached to them, they accepted Islam willingly, they became strong Muslims, and they wanted to go out. Okay.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
So you're wait. Relax. Wait. No summary. So your claim about Senegal and the Arab armies coming and brutalizing them and enslaving them is false. Yeah. Now let's go. Uthman Dan Fodio. That lecture. This is the lecture.
It's lying.
This is the lecture. Uthman Dan Fodio.
Is that Nigerian man?
No.
That's
That's me.
Nigerian man.
That's me.
Oh, I couldn't tell with that.
That's me in the African Thobe.
Yeah, but you know what you say? Are you getting it from the authentic Nigerian people?
Yes.
Okay, let me summarize my point.
No, go and check his history. Osman, Sheikh Osman Dan Fodio.
Danfodio went to offer ignoring.
Oh, Sokoto Empire. Sokoto Empire. Sokoto.
He converted them to
In
Islam.
Africa.
He was a Fulani man. Osman Danfodio. There were two.
All right, just so the camera can see, yeah? Just so I don't look crazy. All right, this is my summarizing point. All right.
What is it?
The Arab-Muslim slave trade, also known as the Trans-Saharan trade or Eastern slave trade, is recognized as the longest in history, spanning over 1,300 years. It forcibly removed millions of Africans from their homeland, subjecting them from brutal conditions while labeled in foreign lands.
Click the website.
Now the website matters.
No, click the website.
Now the website matters.
Click the website. What website is this?
This is let me see, fairplanet.org.
Okay, what is who's
No,
writing?
it's not
Who's
a good
writing?
one.
No, because
let's go to
wait, I'll tell you. A lot of these. No, wait. What we'll do is how about going to an academic, a qualified historian from an institution who has written a book on this phenomenon. How about not going to Christian missionary websites?
That's not
How about,
Christian.
yeah, no, because a lot of these.
I'm not
No,
Christian
no,
though.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
you can't just Google, because if you Google Muhammad or Islam, you know what you're gonna get.
What am I gonna get?
You're going to get a lot of Christian missionary websites lying from their backsides, lying through their backsides. Okay, so these people, you know, because their religion has failed, Christians, missionaries, their religion has failed. What they do to stop that? No problem. You want to talk about it? You want to talk about Abraham?
You're all cousins. You're all cousins. You're all Semitic culture.
But then how are they false? Just because they're
No, I'm not
cousins?
saying they're false.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I'm not. I have a belief system.
Do you believe in God?
I
Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
You believe in one God?
Yeah, I believe in one God. It's called
One
the
God.
Yankapone.
Okay, is that God all powerful, all wise,
All
or
powerful. It's how we understand it. It's
no
how we
problem?
understand it.
No
Sorry.
problem.
Yeah,
No problem.
subjective.
How do you understand?
You know Osman Danfodio. He took some of the North Africans
Yeah.
to they were going to Mecca. He saw a lot of them on the road, and some of them even stuck in Sudan now. Sudan, you have got the Hazard track there. He took them from there.
So the bottom line is what we're discussing. Slave trade has been a human phenomenon. There is no denying of the role of all human beings in this process. What you have to understand is when people put them all in one basket deliberately. For example, because Atlantic slave trade was conducted for 400 years, okay, by Christians mainly, by Christians mainly, okay, and Muslims are also part of it, by the way. No, of course, brother. So if you let me finish here, because sometimes there were Muslim rulers who had recently become Muslims in West Africa, places like Senegal. I'll give you one clear example of this. Okay, okay. There is a man called Job Ben Solomon. Okay, Ayuba Suleiman Diallo. Okay, go to National Portrait Gallery in London, in Trafalgar Square. You will see his portrait there. It's one of the highlights. Okay, this was an African man with a turban. You will see with the Quran hanging in his neck. He was an African prince. Okay, Diallo. I'm pretty sure he was Fulani. Okay, from Senegal, right? And he came to sell slaves. He was a Muslim now, and he was a scholar, right? His father was a king who had become a Muslim recently. So they had a war with another tribe. They captured slaves, and they came to sell them. The Africans, the problem is most of them had no idea what the white man
was doing
to them on the other side. They thought, because in Africa, slavery was a household thing. Okay, you bring a slave to your house, he's just simply taking care of your cattle, and he's part of the family. Having this, she or he, whoever, right? They had no idea because 99% of the Africans were not coming back. They were not coming back. I'm trying to teach people. You're not willing to learn. You're not here to learn. Okay. Right. So stop. Yeah.
Remember, he's African too, so this information is very important.
So when Africans were selling slaves, other Africans, they thought this is like our slavery, like what we do. But they had no idea what the Europeans were. So this is why Muslims and non-Muslims and traditional Africans were all involved in this, right? Because it was part of the culture already.
Right.
Slavery was there before Islam and Christianity came to Africa.
Unfortunately,
You say unfortunately.
No, sadly, I don't like slavery. I
no,
don't like slavery.
who likes slavery?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
unfortunately.
But for the Africans, it was part of the culture. It was part of the social fabric.
Yeah.
Okay, so because Africans, tribes are always fighting each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes they had harmony, sometimes like any other nation, anybody.
Yeah.
So it was already there, right? So when the Europeans came, so when they started offering guns and cloth and commodities, they said, okay, sugar, anything, yeah. So they said, okay, take our slaves and give us. So they had no idea how these slaves are being treated. Okay, so like this, Ayuba Suleiman came to sell slaves, and he himself got captured. He was sent to Maryland. Long story short, you must study him. There's a very good book I would strongly recommend. It is called Servants of Allah. Servants of Allah. Okay, you're just talking about Africa. Even Muslims, 30% of the people who were sent across the Americas were Muslims. Okay, 30. No, and because they themselves suffered. Muslims themselves suffered as a result. So there is this book titled Servants of Allah by Sylviane A. Diouf. Okay, Sylviane A. Diouf is an excellent, West African, yeah. So this is an excellent book that documents the history of Suleiman bin Ayub or Suleiman Diallo and other biographies. And if you want to specifically read on him, then there is a book titled Fortunate Slave. It was published by Oxford University. It's a biography of this very man. So it tells you the story of a Muslim who came to sell slaves, okay, and he himself got captured, okay, and he was sent to Maryland. There he was trying to pray, and he couldn't pray, and he was frustrated, so he ran away. Then he ran away, they caught him, and then they realized this guy is not an ordinary slave. There's something different about him, because he was highly educated. He was a Muslim scholar. He had memorized the Quran by heart. So
I got no problem with this.
No, I'm trying to explain something.
How Islam and Christianity got to Africa. That's what I'm
That's
trying
a
to-
separate.
what I'm trying to
That's a
highlight.
separate discussion.
No, but
That's
that's what proved today.
yeah,
You already agree.
It depends where and when. It depends where and when.
I don't believe. I don't believe.
You see, there's
Abrahamic religion is good for black people.
So there are black people. Half of Africa is Muslim. There are black Muslims who would die for Islam. Okay, and you can't call them traitors. Yeah, the Christians too. Absolutely. So likewise, Africans are a very welcoming, loving people.
But we've had
very,
other
very.
systems than
Yeah,
yours.
no.
We are older than Adam and Eve. We are older.
So-
than this
so
stuff.
what? So
We are
what?
older than this stuff. How can
So what?
these
So what?
Abrahamic books cannot
Yeah.
dictate my history?
No,
if I've existed before.
no, they
that.
don't have to. They don't have to. No.
Who's the first man and woman? You would say Adam and Hawa, isn't it?
Yes.
No.
And
No,
you would say as a Muslim. right?
No, it can't be Adam.
It can't be.
No.
It
So
cannot
who
be.
was it? Who was it?
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
We don't know.
So how can you claim it can't be Adam?
Oh,
and Eve?
so because we don't know, you must assert that you know.
Yes,
right?
yes,
That's-
we have
that's
reasons.
cool. You know,
Okay.
That's arrogance.
No.
Because I don't know and you don't know. No.
When
That's a book.
Let me-
No, you have no
Let-
evidence.
let me explain.
No evidence. that it's
If
God.
you let me explain.
You claim it's God, you have no
If you let me explain, we believe, we believe. You don't.
I get personal.
No.
You're not my enemy.
We believe the Quran is from God. Okay,
belief.
wait,
Fine,
relax,
fine, I
right.
agree.
You don't have to agree with that. When we believe in that, we believe every single word in the Quran is true. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
fine.
And if the Quran is telling us Adam and Eve were the first humans, then that's it, full stop for us. Okay, because we believe Quran is from God,
Right.
and God cannot lie. God is there is only one God who created the universe. He's the one who created us. He's the one who communicated to us through prophets, right? Some of them came to Africa, others came to other places, right? Africa as a continent is not distinct, separate from the rest of humanity. Africa is part of human history, and Africa, by the way, the name Africa to the
Africa
continent,
is,
it came from the Romans and then the
Romans, yeah,
Arabs,
that's
and
true.
then so even the continent was named.
After
Okay,
a white man.
yeah. So look, history is far more complicated than we all think, right? So if we believe the Quran is the word of God,
Okay, now can I challenge that?
Yeah.
Could you since you acknowledge that it's a belief,
Yeah.
Could you be wrong about it?
no,
Nope. See what I'm saying? So that means.
How can God be wrong? No, we believe God cannot be
I'm
wrong.
not challenging the concept of God being wrong. I'm challenging that.
No, God Himself. God
I'm
Himself.
not saying that. You say you have a belief.
Yeah.
So now, when you use the word belief, I already know.
Allah or God.
Okay.
Cannot be wrong because of the evidences.
No, then you're not in a. You don't have a belief. You have a fact. You have a knowing.
Okay, let's talk about it. Is God a fact? Is God a fact? Can be wrong. Can be.
We don't know it's a fact.
No, I know it's a fact. I know.
No, that's
Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. God, I'm saying is a fact. Let's talk about it.
We haven't done the homework
Let's talk
yet.
about it, brother.
Okay, go on.
Let's talk about it, brother.
Allah
Okay.
or God. No,
Okay.
Allah or God.
Okay. God, call Him God or the Creator.
Use Allah.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
use God. Use
Okay.
Allah.
Okay.
Use Allah.
He's upset. He's still upset that I'm historian.
No, that's not.
He's upset. There is nothing else. He's only angry because I'm a historian.
No.
And they have given me a degree.
Use Allah.
They've given me a degree.
Use Allah. Don't use God.
There's only one reason he's angry. Because they have given me.
Honorary.
Next week I'm gonna bring my certificates with me.
Adnan, let's joke as your book. How can I get some of the book?
Which one?
He wants to buy one.
Abraham Fulfilled. Abraham Fulfilled. Yeah, buy it online, Sapiens Institute. Or just go online. I don't know. I can bring you a free and I'll sign it for
What's the
you.
rate?
Huh?
Nothing.
No, I can bring you give you a free
You are
copy.
trying to use mathematics to prove the year Abraham was born using the Talmud. How can you do that? How can you do that?
We're older than
How can you do
Abraham.
that?
We're older
Okay,
than
now.
No,
It's-
using the Talmud.
God,
You don't believe in the
God,
Talmud. Using
God.
the Talmud to prove
Okay,
Abraham.
first of all, we all know we exist.
We all know we exist.
We all know we exist, right?
Yeah.
And there are two options. We are either a product of an accident, random
Right.
process,
Or with purpose.
or chance, or without purpose. Without purpose, random. Or we have been made, placed, and given a purpose.
Right.
There is no third option.
Yeah, of course.
There's so which one is
What I'm saying to you,
Yeah.
is,
yeah.
we are still asking that question. The reason why we're still asking.
No, we're not
Wait,
asking that question.
No, we are.
Only stupid people asking that question. Only stupid people asking that
When you
question.
call them stupid,
No,
sure.
I'll tell you why.
Arrogant.
I'll tell you.
Hold on, wait. Let me.
Skeptical is the proper word for it.
Fine, you call it that. No problem. What I'm saying to you is,
Hyper skeptics
We
are
have
actually stupid people. Yeah, because their mother, they will say, I'm not sure if you exist. Yeah. It's like saying, I'm not sure you gave me birth.
No, but you know you have a mother,
So
though.
it's proto.
No.
You have a mother, though.
Just like that we know we have a creator.
No, you can't use that. You can't use that.
What?
Because
Okay.
no, the reason why you can't use that.
Does your
is
mother have a mother? Does your mother? Wait.
Earthly analogies won't
Does
work because
your mother-
creator is outside of existence.
I'm asking
So
you a question.
That don't work.
I'm going to ask you a question. Does your mother have a mother?
Yes, that's a mother.
Ad infinitum, going back. Okay.
Okay, don't go outside the universe.
No. Okay. The first mother.
Yeah. If there was a first mother.
There has to be a first mother.
According to who? According
Okay.
to who? No.
Okay. Wait. I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Let's do it manually. Let's do it manually. Yeah. Let's not do it. Let's do it manually. You have a mother.
Yes, I have a mother.
Oh wait. Let's do this. Let's do this calculation. You have a
I
mother.
have a mother. Yeah.
She had a mother.
Yeah.
She had a mother.
Yes.
She had a mother.
Yeah.
She had a mother. And keep going back.
Yes.
So there has to be the first mother.
No.
So mothers are unlimited.
Who told you?
No.
to stop?
Wait. Unlimited mothers.
We don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? We do know. We do know. Wait. There has to be. I'll tell you why. There has to be the first mother.
who the first?
I'll tell you why. Because if there is no first mother, we wouldn't be here.
Okay, who's the first mother?
We wouldn't be here because there has to be. There's no.
Okay, even if
Yeah.
it's a first mother, even
Yeah.
if it's a first mother.
Who the
Okay,
first
how did that first mother get here?
Okay, good question now.
Yeah.
No. Let's first we need to establish there was a first mother.
No. I
There
can't
has
do
to.
that, though.
There
I
has
can't
to
do
be.
that. I
No,
can't do that,
no,
though.
brother.
I actually can't do that.
Okay.
I'll give you an example.
I don't have the
A
information.
certain number of people today, if we work
You have assumed assumptions. That's fine.
No,
have-
it's not.
you have-
It's a biological. It's a biological process. You have to.
Who's the first one?
Okay.
Yeah, who's the first one?
Okay. Let's forget the name. Forget the name. Her name was Julie. Let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, Julie.
You're-
Okay.
you said
No,
power comes wrong. Now you're changing it to
No.
Julie. It's- get power.
There has to be the first mother.
Who's
Do
the
you
one?
agree?
Who's the first? How did it come
Forget
to the
about her identity, man. Yeah,
if you say
forget
there has
it.
to be, how
Okay,
did that
okay.
first mother come?
Because when we keep going back from your mother,
Yeah.
there has to be a mother to give birth. Yeah.
Okay.
And it has to start somewhere.
If that's what you're imposing,
it has to
okay,
start
but how did
somewhere.
that first one get
Okay.
here? How did
Now,
that first one
my question is that first mother.
Yeah.
Okay. Either she developed gradually into becoming a mother,
From where?
or she was fully made as a mother.
From where?
Okay,
though?
well, because in order to become a mother, you have to be able to go through the biological process of producing a child. Would
Right.
you agree?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, okay,
Okay. So that biological process has to start instantaneously, right? At some point, it has to
so
start.
from where?
Wait, relax 1 second. Because if it's gradual process, as the Darwinist and evolutionists claim, that there was something, there was a cell somewhere, and it developed into some, and the fish walked out of water, literally, they believe in macro evolution, that a species turned into another species, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's their belief.
Look, but again, Allah, sorry. Next week, inshallah.
Yes.
Oh man. See you next Sunday. Yeah?
Inshallah.
See you next
ਇਹ ਮੇਰਾ
Sunday.
ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖਣਾ
Oh, inshallah. He's saying it's a very good point.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. He's a good guy.
So,
Take care, bro.
So there has to be this biological process for the first mother to produce a child, for human race to begin.
Right.
You understand? This is where we say a supernatural event took place, where God. This is our theory.
I'm not
This
saying
is
that-
our theory. This is our theory that God produced human beings to start the process, right? Because a gradual development would not have given us this what we have today,
And I believe that
right?
too.
Okay,
I believe that
okay.
too.
Because
But it doesn't mean
because
fact, though.
because
We've got there yet.
yeah, no. It depends how you define a fact. It depends. Fact. And it depends how you define
Something
evidence.
is point blank proven. That's fact.
Okay, it depends. It depends because some things are facts, but you haven't seen them.
You said
What do
God
you
was a fact and you haven't seen God.
Yeah.
I'm not saying God's a fact. I'm not.
No,
I said
hey,
belief.
I'm referring to him.
No.
So then you don't need to use the word belief, do you?
No. I use the word belief to define a fact. Okay.
No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
My belief.
No,
wait.
no,
My belief has to be factual. By the way, as a
No, it doesn't
Muslim,
have to be factual. You could be wrong. You could be wrong.
brother. My belief has to be based in fact. Otherwise, my belief is false.
No.
Okay, yeah.
No.
So you don't have to agree with it.
No,
No
I
problem.
don't agree.
No
I don't
problem.
agree with
But let's go back to the issue of so if your mother came from a mother and go back to the first mother, there has to be that first mother. Okay, sorry. Wait. Let me explain this in more simple terms. There is this fossil record of species, right? And we know this. There's a period called the Cambrian explosion. 500 million years ago, species suddenly appear in the fossil record. Okay, they're called trilobites or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Wait. There's a, no.
No, say what you're
Not
gonna
all
say.
not all scientists are liars. Not all scientists are liars. Okay. Yeah. This is not a lie, by the way. This is well.
I'm listening to you. Let go on.
Okay, these species they appear suddenly. We don't see a gradual because we don't see the gradual development of
Process for
species.
them,
Yeah,
it just came out.
they when the Cambrian explosion happened, they call it explosion. Why? Because there was an explosion of species. They emerged suddenly 500 million years ago. Right now, this explosion was not just random chance. It didn't just happen because there was some random event and something changed in the universe and then no, we say this was done by God. God started putting species one after another. Of course.
Claim, yeah.
I mean, we're making
even
this.
the science is making a claim. You know, it's a far. How accurate can you be for a far? You said 500 million years ago. How accurate can you be for an event like
Scientists, some of them are too arrogant to accept that this is all done by God, because they want God to lift the veil and say it's me who did it.
Yes, we all want that.
Yeah. No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
We're
No.
doing that right
We
now.
are convinced. We are convinced that without God, without a supernatural power, all of this, your intelligence, for example, your intelligence would not be. There has to be a superior intelligence to create your intelligence. A stone, a random process, a dead process, an uncontrolled process cannot produce your intelligence. That me and you are having a conversation.
That's
So
obvious. I know
there
that.
has to be a superior
No,
intelligence.
You're imposing that it has to be.
That's not
I
true.
believe it.
Sorry?
That's not true, actually.
There doesn't have to be superior intelligence.
I don't
Your mind is binarizing there to be a superior intelligence.
No.
necessary for us eventually.
Our minds.
Yeah, I agree.
Our minds enable us to talk to each other and come to terms
But the only
and
thing I
agree.
can say is
So
any
our
of that-
minds,
what about
our
anything
minds
that
have an ability to have intelligent, what we call cognition.
Your
But
definition
you're
of
imposing
superior,
human attributes now.
in your definition of superior is implicit differentiation.
Yeah.
But many religions, they
That's
believe,
what I agree. But where?
prior to those religions coming forth, that
Could you be wrong about
intelligence
that?
that you referred to was actually the opposite to differentiated.
Right.
And therefore, it depends on your definition of superior.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's put the words aside. I'm saying, if our intelligence is created,
You said you can give me
or our ability, our cognition is created, it has to come from a cognition that is able to create this cognition.
It has to come from a potential that contains, it has to come from potentially nothingness, but that still is a container of the potential for such a
Nothingness means nothing. It means nothing, right? Okay. I am saying we have cognition. We all agree we have cognition.
Because it's differentiated, so you perceive it as such. Yeah.
Okay, let's say it's differentiated and we know, we recognize it's cognition. Okay, I say it's not a product of random chance.
Any of your claims outside
I'm
the
not
Quran
willing to accept
or
that. That's
outside
not
the Bible,
intelligent.
outside the Torah.
That's absolute. If anyone says otherwise, they are simply out of the wits. They're simply out of the wits. Yeah.
Half the
Outside
population
of the
planet being out of their wits.
Yeah,
It's a little bit
yeah, no problem, no problem. If all of them agree that there is no God, God doesn't disappear. God is still there.
Saying this right.
Yeah,
You put it in the form of a question to me.
yeah.
If I'm to identify for a moment as a Buddhist,
Hmm.
do I believe in God or not?
Buddhists don't believe in
I
God.
know, but
Yeah,
in the form of a question, I know that already.
yeah.
Okay.
So-
Oh, you okay.
But
As a Buddhist, if 12, no, is it 12? Oh my God. No, it's 10. It's 10. Actually, it's time for Maghrib. I'm gonna have to go Maghrib. Yeah. No, you can have a picture with me now. Yeah, come. Okay. Yeah.
one definition of the God to which
Yeah.
we're speaking about right now,
Yeah. Sorry.
one definition of the God to which we're speaking about right now
Hmm.
is the undifferentiated consciousness, pure consciousness, which
Right.
we were alluding to before.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Right. Okay.
And so to view it from that perspective, which is just another perspective, I'm not claiming that
Hmm. Yeah.
to be true.
Okay.
Therefore, we no longer need to fight between do you believe God or do you not. The question of I'm a God believer and I'm and he's an atheist is itself moronic.
Yeah.
Because you had wars over a definition. You could just go to any Buddhist and they will tell you, a lot of them will tell you anyway, it's just pure consciousness. It's undifferentiated consciousness. That is their definition for God. It's not they don't believe in God. You see what I mean?
Right. But because they don't profess belief in a God.
Profess belief.
Yeah, they don't.
And yet they do
Yeah.
accept the definition of it.
Again, Buddhists, as they think, as they take things, or as, let's say, Buddhist philosophy, right, is not necessarily correct. It's not necessarily correct because it has been formalized by Buddhist monks over time in the last 2,000 years. Okay, they've been absolutely. No, absolutely, and Buddhists have their own way of it's a way of life as we understand. Okay, and they have spiritual exercises they do. Okay, so if God is not at the center of it, okay, who created us? Okay,
Can I just make a correction?
yeah,
Because you're assuming that God is not at the center of it.
yeah.
It absolutely is at the center of it. It
Right.
pervades all of it. It's not just at the center of it.
Right.
They just call it pure consciousness.
Right.
And as it evolves through your senses,
Right.
we self-reflect on it as differentiated.
But why do we have to accept this philosophy?
You don't have to accept it.
Yeah. It's human experience. It's what Buddha allegedly experienced. We don't even know what Buddha taught. Actually, we don't know. We have dialogues of sages like I'm sure you might have seen the dialogues between Buddhist monks and King Milinga. It's called, who's Menander, one of the Greek kings, Indo-Greek kings in India. in 150 BC, and these dialogues are attributed to some Buddhist monks and between the king, right? And very interesting ideas being discussed, very, very interesting ideas being but again, this is all human experience, which can mean anything. We can take you anywhere. People can have visions and illusions and all sorts of things, and Hinduism is basically, as I understand it, is a product of similar human experiences put down as scriptures, okay? But with Islam, this is something very different. Muhammad, he came out, he said, no, this is not my experience. This is a revelation from God, and you can check it. You have ways to assess those claims, and if those claims are true, then accept. If they're false, then leave them. So it's a very different philosophy, very different system.
It's like the difference between me saying, this is the result of my experience as aggregated and evolved over time, and here's a revelation from God. It still needs to go through the senses.
Yeah, it has to.
So I can say what he said.
Yeah, but you see, when you see people claiming to be prophets and saying the same thing in different places at different times, consistently coming with the same message, this simply can't be an accident. You understand? With Buddhist monks, you see different ideas, different philosophies being put for different experiences, different. But with Abrahamic faiths, it's a consistent message. Yeah, it changes. Yeah, and it accumulates to become Islam, what we know today, Islam. Oh, anyway.
The word accumulation that you just finished with there inherently involves the different people.
The message didn't evolve.
Over time.
No, the message did not evolve. The message did not evolve. Okay, the experience of human beings over time did evolve, of course.
Put a lot of attention on making that distinction. I understand.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Nice talking to you. Thank you. Okay, Mike's. Yeah. Sorry, you have to go and pray, guys.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, very nice.
I am a historian, by the way.
I have prayer met. But Cambridge, the white people, they lied. If you go there,
I'm sure that many of them lied.
no, they lied.